It's your Pratte Pack. One more stop before we head back to the home in Monaca and go to sleep. We're at Van Buren Homes. My aunt lived here many years ago, and I loved it because there were always a lot of kids, a lot of bicycles, pickup basketball games, baseball fields over the hill, the great Westinghouse where thousands worked. And this guy, Howie Taylor, has been a listener and a friend on the radio for a long time. And I said, look, tonight's the night. So I'm here, Dan Nahas, shooting this video. And we were talking about cars earlier. Well, Howie has done something for many years that's fascinating. He builds model cars, and they are definitely down to the details, even under the hood. He's got lots of awards, lots more where these came from. So before we talk about our relationship and what have I said about my generation, and people are still doing it today, a radio in the kitchen, KDKA, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. Love that AM radio. You have been doing this since you were 12 years old.
Yeah.
So how did it start?
Well, like I said, I went in that record shop and there was a model that you by monogram, and I think it was 75 cents. So I bought it, threw it home, and I carved out. It looked like an MG, 1951 MG.
Right, and the rest is history. Just fell in love.
And I just started from there. That's where I went from there.
I've learned so much about this guy, but I do want to thank Rite Aid, where I was at earlier today. This is a real kitchen. This is what happens to all of us if we live long enough. You got to take your daily medications, and thanks to Rite Aid and his doctor, and yes, I'm going to be having one of these someday too. I can't tell you how honored I am to be here. They got little Debbie treats. He's got hamburger buns. He's got cold cuts in the refrigerator, and we're in Van Buren Homes, where you told me you lived for 74 years here.
74 years. We moved in 1943. My mom worked at Curtis Wright. And when Curtis Wright closed up in 47, she got a job in Grove City as an assembler in an assembly plant in Grove City. And then it closed. We moved back here in 51. We couldn't get back in Van Buren in 51. It took us till 54 to get back in Van Buren. And I've been in the same apartment right here since 54 with my mother. Then when I got married, I moved to A Street. Then my mom, when she retired, I moved back in here, and I built a third bedroom on.
My two children, Robbie and Eva, and Dan knows this, they held their graduation parties at the fire hall here in Vanport. A lot of good things happening in Vanport. New property being developed down along the river, some great housing, great businesses like A.K. Nahas, where it all began many years ago with his father and that amazing family. I absolutely love that fire hall. If you're planning any event, I told Dan I'd like to have my family Christmas party there. I love it. But I have such good memories of this place, and maybe if you have some pool, you can put my name in, because I wouldn't mind being 84 living here, because you got people around you, right?
Right.
It's great. Now, here's the other amazing thing about him. So you graduate from high school, and within days, you go to Westinghouse, which replaced Cutler Hammer.
I went to Westinghouse 3 days after I was 18. That's when I started.
How many years?
44 years.
Generational wealth jobs. The Shell Cracker Plant. We need stuff like that. Cutler Hammer. We need stuff like that, do we not?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So the love of your life, obviously, where'd you meet her?
I was sitting out at Jerry's curb service, and this woman backed in beside me, and she hit me.
Your car?
Yeah, hit my car.
Come on.
Yeah. So that's how I met my wife.
Love at first fender bender.
Yeah. Right.
What were you driving then? Because obviously you have a love of cars.
I had a 51 Chevy.
Now this car,
two-door club coupe.
is that a Dodge in the driveway?
Challenger.
Danny told me that's 10 years old.
No, it's 15 years old.
It looks great.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's 15.
You don't have a garage either.
No, This was sitting out 15 years.
So I talk about work ethic all the time and why I learned and stand on the shoulders of giants. And without Howie Taylor and men and women like him of that generation, there'd be no Rob Pratt. It's all about work ethic. So I said to him when I came here, and he's just gone through some health challenges, and I'm going to be with them every step of the way, because now I got your number and I know where you live.
Yeah.
So you call me and I'll be here. And I thank you for calling in and being a part of my radio show. This is why I get up every morning. But anyway, I said to him, I said, how's it going? He said, I don't like it. He said, my legs are causing me problems. Now, this is why he's upset, because he can't cut his grass. He can't clean his house. And obviously, he likes to polish that vehicle. Here's a guy that put 4 decades plus in Westinghouse, and he still wants to move. Tell young people out there, if you're able to move and get a job and go to work, do it.
That's right. Definitely.
Westinghouse gave you everything, didn't it?
It sure did. Yeah.
One of the saddest things, and I've said this to many, when names like Westinghouse disappeared, and then we had the mills that collapsed and all the things. So now you are a big proponent of the Shell Cracker Plant. You live within a walking distance.
Yeah.
I'm right across the river. I absolutely love it. I think it's brought all sorts of development, life, and revenue and jobs to Beaver County and the region, right?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And if you remember what used to be there where my dad worked, and God rest your soul, Dad, I visited him earlier today. There was a little bit of pollution going on when St. Joe was there, and I love St. Joe, but it's not that way now. There's no pollution. This is pristine. It's brand spanking new, and it's state of the art.
When St. Joe was over there, I could wash my car at 8 o'clock at night. I'd go out at 8 o'clock in the morning, and there'd be brown sugar on the car. What looked like brown sugar.
Listen, so I'm dating a girl in Midland, and we're walking down Midland Avenue one night, hand in hand. She was one that actually did like me, I think. There for a while anyway. Good girl. And the cinders were hitting me in the head. And I just bought from the Chrysler dealership a Dodge Velar, a Plymouth Velar.
Okay.
And it was gold, metallic. I thought it was the most beautiful vehicle on the planet. And I was really upset. And the guy said to me, he said, look, he said, as long as that soot's falling, people are working.
That's right.
Clean it off, keep smiling, and keep realizing people have paychecks. But we don't live in those times anymore.
Yeah.
This place is so clean and so beautiful. And like Dan said earlier, Dan Nahas, they pretty much covered St. Joe up with just mile after mile of dirt and concrete and rebar. I'm telling you, we live in such exciting times, and I love seeing those lights. Every morning when I go in on the weekends, Howie, I make it a point to come through Vanport just to look at that to start my day.
Yeah.
Because it's future.
It looks like a major city.
Yeah.
When it's all lit up, yeah.
Right. So your life, looking back, good times, bad times, what do you remember being good times?
Being with my wife and doing things with my wife.
How many years were you married?
48.
Danny, how many years you been married?
I got married in '85. I have to do the math in my
I've
head.
been
So
in KK since '85, so
yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
Getting close to 40 years. Like
Yeah.
37 years. Yeah.
yeah,
He did good in math, too.
yeah.
But
I should be better at that. I should know.
No.
Don't tell my wife.
you're good at it. And listen, if you need kitchen furniture, go see AK Nash. You'll do okay with AK.
Just 1 second.
Don't go anywhere. I'll talk to you get back. Go
Okay.
ahead. What do you got to do? Go get something.
I gotta go get the picture of my wife.
Please do.
All right.
Listen.
Can you get by? Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
This is real radio and real video and real time, real people. This is what we do every day when I say we're live and local. Look, he's got another radio here. He's got this radio here. I could live here. This is all I need. You know, I love all the beautiful homes in Swickley and Beaver. I love where I live. I got a great home. They can carry me out of that home. But when you think about it, it all comes down to the kitchen, family, and memories. And one thing Dan and I talk about, you need to live in a country where people have a chance to become the next generation. And that's why these people running for office, the most important thing, jobs first, jobs last. Well, your wife is pretty.
Yeah.
Blonde.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That was a pretty girl. Okay, tell me about your wife.
That was taken when she was 65.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
That's my, I'm 66.
She was 65 in that picture.
She's a looker.
Yeah.
So how many kids again?
I had 2 kids and I have 4 grandchildren.
Tell me about your children. Where do they live?
Greg lives in Barberton, Ohio. He's a design engineer.
Okay.
You see that clear plastic bottle?
Yeah.
He designed that.
Oh, neat.
He does.
Plastics, cracker plant, plastics. Remember that. Go ahead.
He designed that. What he does, first he designs it, then he designs the tools and dies to make it. So he does both.
Hey, can I borrow some of this Neosporin?
Well, sure.
I got a little bruise here. I got to
Yeah.
take care of before I go home. Hey, listen, before I say goodnight,
So-
finish your thought.
Then my daughter, she works over at this new pharmacy over beside Walmart.
Oh, Med Express, whatever that is.
She fills
Mail-in
She
pharmacy.
fills prescriptions over there. Yeah.
Nice. That's right by Applebee's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice building. So how are you feeling otherwise? Because I know you had a little bit of a health setback, and I was concerned, and that's why I'm glad this thing it happened the way it did tonight. Go ahead.
Well, that first rupture aorta was May the 8th of 21, and Dr. Renninger said that I came within an inch of dying. I lost 4 pints of blood.
those aneurysms. My
Yeah.
father had one.
Yeah.
They go undetected.
And they got that patched up. And that's when I had to start having a problem with my legs.
Blood circulation.
So I ended up in a home for 3 weeks. And they got me back up to where I could walk. And then August the 14th of the same year, it ruptured again. And I was in the hospital for about a week. And I have COPD.
You smoked?
I did for 50 years. I quit 20 years ago. I quit.
Nobody should ever smoke.
That's right. And while I was in a welding area.
Oh, jeez.
For 38 of my 44 years, I was in a welding area. So.
But can I tell you something? You got more hair than me and you look better than me. And you got them Paul Newman blue eyes, so you're doing okay for 84.
I guess I am, yeah.
Listen, I'd say that we're going to close this up because Dan's got to get home and I could be here all night. But this is who I am. You're the people that I go to work for every day, the ones that pave the way. It all comes down to the Brighton hot dog shop, going to work, just living your life, raising your kids, buying your first bedroom suit off of Dan Nahas. That's what Beaver County is. And if you're lucky enough, you live a good life and you meet somebody like her. Tell me about her family real quick. Her first name, what was her first name?
Donna.
Donna. No, her last name, maiden name?
Maiden name was Moore.
And where was she from?
New Galilee.
Oh, farm country out there.
Yeah.
And that one day she hit your car and...
That's how I met her. Yeah.
Did you ask her out the same day?
Yeah. I said, we'll talk about my car. I said, about we have a day, go somewhere, get something to eat. Because we were at Jerry's, I said, we'll go someplace else like the Wolverine or the ranch or somewhere,
Well, this is it. I'm closing it up on this note. You know how Jerry's got started?
Yeah.
Jerry Reed and my uncle rode motorcycles to California. And the car hops and stuff were starting to happen out there. And thus they come back. And then, of course, Jerry's son, Bruce Sturs, and who helped him get started in real estate before Brewster's was my uncle. So, as Danny always says, it's a small world after all. Listen, I want to shake your hand. You mean so much to me, and I'm glad that you call my show. And to my ex-wife, he even made me take home some oyster crackers. It's an inside joke. She'll get it. My favorite. Absolutely loved them. Hang in there. Stay healthy. We need you.
I'm trying to hang in here as long as I can. Yeah.
Well, we need you, but it's kind of lonely. How long ago did you lose your wife?
15 years ago.
And you never.
She was 68.
And what happened? Cancer?
She had a very bad death. She laid in the hospital for 6 months. Yeah.
Hospice, the whole works, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What great memories. Hey, look at it this way, though. Love of your life.
Oh, yeah.
And
definitely.
someday reunited again.
Yeah.
And it just worked, huh?
Right.
She's 65 in that picture?
In that picture, she's 65, yeah.
Listen, you ever see the end of the movie Saving Private Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
Where the guy says, did I lead a good life? He's asking his wife, you led a good life.
Yeah.
And I'm honored to know you, okay?
Well, great, Rob. Yeah, good to see you. And I always say, one of these days I'm going to see him. And I'm glad you stopped.
One thing I've learned in life over the last couple of decades, what you can do today, don't put off until tomorrow. Because
definitely.
you just don't know. And I'm going to tell you something. You made my day.
I want to tell you one more thing before you go.
That's okay.
My brother Ted, who you know.
Yeah.
From
Beaver Local.
Beaver Local, yeah.
Right.
He is in a home. He's 95. He don't know who he is. He don't know his kids. He don't know nothing. He went in the service when he was 14 years old.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
You might have told me this on the radio. Now that Memorial Day has just come and gone, you have to tell me the story again. Go ahead.
My dad died in 1942. I was 2, almost 3.
Right.
Ted was 14, Skip was 16. That's the 2 older brothers. And Ted didn't want to be a burden to my mother. So he was 6 foot tall at 14. So he went down, he took an eradicator and changed his birth certificate to make him 18. And he went down to the draft board and had to move his age up, or move his number up. Went right away. My mom went to the draft board and said, you can't take him, he's only 14 years old. They said his paper says
he's gone.
18, he's gone.
He didn't see combat, did he?
Oh yeah.
At 14.
He was down in South Pacific on a
Jeez.
LSM. Yeah. So
God bless him. And you know, I knew him all those years, and I never knew that.
yeah, he went the whole way through World War II. You're just a minute. I'll show you something you'll like to see.
Okay. Listen, Dan, I know Dan's going to actually open the store pretty soon, and I actually.
Oh,
have to-
really?
No, I'm kidding. And I have to say good morning. You're on KDK. Listen, I don't care what anyone says. You can't put a price on this stuff.
No.
No, Dan. Talk about this community that you've been a part of forever, and this Van Buren Homes. How many washers and dryers and refrigerators have you sold to good people in this place?
A whole lot.
I mean, guess what? They didn't have to go far for service, or
No.
delivery was just across the street.
Well, you know, the people down here, you know, hometown people are nice, and it's been.
I love Van
wonderful.
Buren Homes. You don't understand. This
Oh,
was
yeah.
like going on vacation when I was a kid.
When we were growing up, we all played football in the fields down here and baseball over in the fields over there.
Hey, Dan, you're right about that.
That's my family history.
Let me see it. What is it? A book.
Yep.
The Roush family in America?
Yep. I'll show you something here.
Well, what's your last name?
Taylor.
But why the Roush family?
Well, that goes into the Wolf family.
Oh, okay. Hey, family
And
matters.
then that
They're,
goes into
everybody's
Taylor.
related if you go back far
I
enough.
get it, because this is where it all started.
Beaver Local.
Beaver Local Athletic Hall of Fame induction banquet.
That's when Ted was in.
Ted Taylor, August of 2007 at the Motor Lodge, which sadly is no longer there in East
Wow.
Liverpool. But I highly urge anybody holding any event, and Dan and I will agree, the Willows in industry, second to none. They do incredible stuff down there. It might be the best place to have a wedding, a graduation,
Here.
shower, any of that stuff.
It tells you he was a veteran, 16 years old.
Listen, when they call you Theodore, you have to be something special. Listen, I did play-by-play at Beaver Local for 20 years, and I knew this man very well. Listen, before I do let you go, what's the toughest thing about growing up? Just not being able to move as much?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I have real problem. I park up at the park on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I have trouble just walking from my car to the bench.
We're going to work on that. Why does radio, I know why it matters to me, but explain why that radio means so much to you.
Well, that's my entertainment. I get up in the morning, I turn the radio on. It's on all day.
When I was a kid, I said it before and I'll say it again. These radios were on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I could go from yard to yard to yard and not miss a single pitch of a Pirate game. Because it was just
Yeah.
part of my life, right, Danny?
Yeah. I remember falling asleep listening to the AM radio out of California when the Pirates were playing out there.
Earpiece in your ear,
Yeah.
laying on the pillow.
My mom told me stories about staying up all night trying to get KK on a crystal set. Yeah.
Only in America.
Yeah.
God bless you, my friend. Thank you for being a part of my radio family.
Thank you for stopping and seeing me.
And you pay for
I feel.
No. This is us. You got Little Debbie snacks. I'll move in. Are you kidding me? Listen, you're going to let me use your Neosporin for my bruise.
Yeah, go
Look,
ahead.
listen to me. This is all anybody needs. This is it. You got a kitchen, you got a living room, you got Van Buren Homes, and you got people sitting out on their porch on a hot night. That's America. So crack a cold beer, and I'll see you in a couple of hours. Howie Taylor, Dan Nahas. Remember, you'll do okay with AK. They got everything you need. It's one family to another family to another family. I talk about generational wealth. They give the gift of great appliances and furniture, and many of those pieces of furniture are handed down to the next generation. My kids are going to get mine. That's what life's all about. Have a good night.
I buy all my furniture from Dan. All my appliances from Dan.
Thanks, guys.
You can pick up the phone and go, I need a washer now.
Yeah.
You're not getting that from a big box store.
It all came from Dan.
Thank
He
you.
hires all local people.
Right.
And I don't know about you, other than going into a showroom or an automobile dealership, I love going in and smelling new furniture.
Yeah.
That's
I
what you-
can't smell.
Trust-
I've had so many nose operations for polyps. They cut my smeller out.
But why is it that you're in better shape? You look good.
Oh,
all you
thank
gotta do is get them legs moving.
Yeah.
You will.
And get rid of this.
Well, I lost 60, and believe me, if I can do it, you can do it.
Well, when you get to 84, it's harder to lose.
Well, can I tell you something? You're right.
Yeah.
Everything changes, but guess what? This is what makes living worthwhile, meeting you.
Well, thank you.
This will get me through the weekend.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Thank you very much. I love you. You're a great guy. Good night from Howie Taylor's palatial estate in Van Buren Homes. You got a key to this place? Maybe I could just come in at night and hang out with you.
I tore all the walls out in this kitchen. This kitchen was never this big.
You got your washer and dryer in here too. You got it made.
Yeah. Well, it used to be a room came out from that wall there out to here and over to here. Then you had a door here, and you had a coal furnace in here. We all had coal furnaces.
See, this has changed a little bit over
Why
the
did
years.
you never move? I mean, I love it here, but why would you?
I couldn't live this cheap anywhere. This is the cheapest place in the world, and they do everything for you. If you need a new furnace, you get a furnace, don't cost you a penny. You need a whole tank,
They go in and they
cost you nothing.
replace roofs. They do it all.
They replace it. If you need a new roof, they put a new roof on it. Don't cost you nothing.
And guess what? I can walk across the street to 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I love that 7-Eleven. Listen, whatever you do, 7-Eleven, I know you're down the street and you're all over the place. You're one of the biggest and best brands anywhere. Don't ever leave Vanport. I can't tell you how many mornings, early in the morning, I would stop in there. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Maybe you'll call in tomorrow morning. I might need you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right? All right.
Oh, tomorrow morning you're
5
on
a.m. till 1.
5 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got all the good stuff this week.
All right.
A little cooking, some sports.
Yeah. Well, there is a story here on him about him going in the Navy when he was 14. Come out.
You know, and I got to tell you, Digger Dawson, Frank Dawson, he probably told me about that, and I just forgot. But these are the people that I talk about all the time. How we've all stood on the shoulders of giants, and why we need to always remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice. But more importantly, they put the ball on the tee for all of us. That's why with this cracker plant, all the business that is coming here, 72 Steel, we can't miss out on these opportunities. Because you know what? When I grow up, I want to be at my kitchen table talking to someone like me who has respect for people like him. It's your Pratte Pack. Good night.